Hello, I'm Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. According to a new global survey on work and happiness, a significant number of the people on this planet aren't very happy with where they work. That is especially unfortunate since working is how most of us spend the majority of our waking hours. The result of the survey, the World Happiness Report, was summarized in the Harvard Business Review by Jan Emanuel Deneve and George Ward on March 20th, 2017. Survey respondents, when asked a yes or no question, maybe wasn't an option, if they were satisfied or dissatisfied with their jobs, found that most workers around the world said they were satisfied with their jobs. Austria has the highest job satisfaction with 95%, followed closely by Norway and Iceland. Now, since I recently visited Iceland, this immediately grabbed my attention. While I acknowledge that my interactions with the workforce of Iceland were limited, I did not get the impression that 90% or so were happy. Most seem to be relatively unhappy. And therein lies the difference. Being satisfied with one's work does not equate to being happy with it. Now, going back to the survey, when the respondents were asked if they were happy, people's responses varied greatly depending whether they were blue-collar workers, white-collar workers, or small business owners. About 60% who were managers, executives, or professional, which are white-collar, reported being happy, while only 45% of those working at more labor-intensive jobs, called blue-collar, said they were happy. Quite a difference. The number of happy workers was higher, say 65 to 70%, for workers living in North America, Australia, New Zealand, Western Europe, and Central and Eastern Europe. Regions like South Asia and Africa reported lower happiness levels between 40 and 55%. Now, one fact that I found especially interesting is that business owners had lower levels of happiness than full-time employees and generally ranked in the middle of the happiness range in most regions. This is probably no surprise to a small business owner. My 35 years of experience doing financial planning for business owners finds that many work harder, take greater financial risks, and make less than if they did the same job for a larger company. Maybe there's an opportunity for a country song here. You can take this business and shove it. All right. No matter how unhappy that you may be working, the study shows you would be even unhappier if you weren't working. Deneve and Ward note that, quote, unemployment is destructive to people's well-being. Those employed rate their happiness higher in every region in the world. The study also found that repeated incidences of unemployment permanently decreases a person's happiness. It doesn't go back to previous levels after they have found a new job. That was stunning. While most workers are satisfied with their jobs, this data suggests maybe about 50% are happy with their jobs. But how happy is happy? As we continue to peel this onion. The surveyors wondered how many workers were really fulfilled, engaged, excited about their jobs. To find this out, they asked the respondents if they felt actively engaged, not engaged, or actively disengaged with their workplace. Now, here's the shocker to me. Globally, less than 20% of workers say they are engaged with their jobs. Only 20% are really happy, excited. In Western Europe, that number is 10%. And in East Asia, it's around 5%. The Caribbean, at 28%, had the highest level of active engagement. Maybe it's something about going to the beach after work. No, I don't think that would be it. About 65% of workers say they are not engaged at work. 65%, 2/3, are not engaged at work, and 15 to 20% are actively disengaged. That's about 80%, 85% of workers are not engaged or disengaged at work. Clearly, the planet has an epidemic of people not being excited to go to work in the morning. Most people are not finding fulfillment, connection, happiness, growth, or challenge in their workplace. If you're one of them, and there's a pretty good chance that you are, it might be worthwhile to evaluate your job choices. Since work requires so much of our time, being engaged and happy with it has a significant impact on our well-being. Thanks for listening.